Here it is with a coat of fiberglass short strand repair, and just taking down to 80 grit, and I'm going to go over it with some lighter plastic. Here we go. And here's a coat of light plastic. I'm going to sand that down. Maybe one more coat. We'll see how this one comes out, and then we'll get some primer on here. I skimmed it with 80 grit on the DA. Now I'm just going to go over by hand with some 80 grit. And just kind of slowly work it out. And depending on how this comes out, I may or may not put a second coat on. So there's the first coat of light plastic down to 80 grit. I'm going to go one more coat. Got a little, I'm just going to cover the whole thing here and mix that up. And then maybe we can prime it. There's the second coat of light plastic. There's a few little pinholes in here and there, so I just put some light putty down. Something we call combi putty. It's from Sickens. Most of that's going to come off when I sand it, give it a final sand with 180. There's just a couple little holes there in the little air bubbles that were in the plastic mix. You could go over it with icing or something like that, but I'll be going over it with a pretty nice high build primer, and that'll fix anything that's left. And like I said, most of that comes off with 180. You don't want too much of that on there. It's not a catalyzed filler. And then now we'll be ready for primer. And there it is down to 180. I have the paint on the hood feathered out and 320 grit D8 out a little further than where I'm going to prime. And it's pretty much ready for some a good urethane filler primer. I'm going to mix it up straight black, as this hood will be black metallic by the time I'm done. And I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going home now. Beep beep. There it is with about 4 coats of primer. Here's my Saturn aftermarket bumper. It's actually in really nice shape for an aftermarket part. 4 coats of color down. I'm going to be clearing that shortly. My hood down to 600 grit, the entire thing. I got the back scuffed up with a red Scotch-Brite. Saturn didn't really clear coat the back of their hoods, but it's going to be done this time. And it's not really the ideal position to paint a hood, but doing it all in one shot. And then I'm going to resand the top next, and then I'll lay the flame pattern out. So if it's dusty or anything, it really doesn't matter because it's getting sanded again. Saturn bumper done. Hood painted for the first time. Be sanding that down and doing the flames next. There's a little bit of dust in it doing it like this. You never want to paint down near the grates like that, but it's not too bad. I could sand and buff this and it would be good to go if I wasn't doing flames. The inside is shiny. They didn't do that with Saturn hoods. They just left them dull inside. Well, she's getting there. Now you can't even see the hood scoop.